Hey guys, this is Summer 16 Paper 21, IGCSE Maths. All right, so first question. A train leaves Zurich at 20:40 and arrives in the next day, Vienna, at 7:32. Work out the time taken. Okay, so if we can just simply count from 22:40 to 7:40, that's 9 hours exactly. Therefore, 7:32 is just 9 hours minus 8 minutes, which is 8 hours 52. Question number 2. From a sample of 80 batteries, 3 are faulty. Work out the percentage of faulty batteries. Okay, so just find that as a percentage. So 3 over 80 times 100 is 3.75%. Question number 3. Write 1.27 times 3 to the power of minus 1 as an ordinary number. Okay, so what I did here is I just wrote out 127, and then the original point was here, and we're going to move it back because we're minus to the minus 3. So we're going to move it back 3 decimal places, and we get 0.00127. Number 4, calculate 2.1 minus 0.078 to the power of 17. We'll do the brackets first, always, and then we're going to do the brackets times to the power of 17, which we can do on a calculator, which is this long number here. They want it to 4 significant figures, so we're going to look at this 1, 2, 3, 4. We can see that the 5th number is 6. We're going to round that up to 157,900. Okay, number 5. Omar changes 2,000 Saudi Arabian currency into euros when the exchange rate is €1 to 5.087. Work out how much he receives given to the nearest euro. Okay, well, all we're going to do here is get his total Saudi money and divide by the exchange rate, and that gives us 393.159. So the nearest zero is just 393. Okay, number 6, find the lowest common multiple of 36 and 48. Okay, so what we're going to do is just list all of the prime factors of the two numbers. So for 36, that's 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. And for 48, it's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. And then the second thing is to find the lowest common multiple is we take whatever the most, so for example, on 36, they've got the most 3s compared to 48. So we take the 3s, and 48 has the most 2s. So we're going to take these two brackets, which is 2 to the power of 4 times 3 to the power of 2, which ends up being 144. Okay, question number 7. Y equals mx plus c. Find the value of y when m is minus 2, x is minus 7, and c is minus 3. We'll simply just substitute all of that into y equals mx plus c. Do a little bit of moving around. We find that y is 11. Question number 8. Y equals qx over p. Write this x in terms of p, q, and y. This is just simple rearranging. So I've taken p onto the other side here. That means it's qx on this side. Then we're taking the q over, and that makes x the subject, and that means x is yp over q. Okay, question number 9. All right, triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle. AC is parallel to BD. First of all, find the value of A and the value of B. Okay, so this is A here. Well, it's an isosceles, so this is also A. So 180, these are all going to add up to. So A is 180 minus 40 minus the other A. So we can say that 2A is 140, so A is 70. And we know that B is going to be the same as this angle because these two lines are parallel and these are opposite, and that is just a rule you're going to have to learn. And so B is 40. The sides of an equilateral triangle are 9.4 to correct the nearest millimeter. Work out the upper bound of the perimeter. Okay, so perimeter is the outside line. So there are 3 equal sides. So let's say the upper bound is 9.45. So 9.45 times 3 gives us the upper bound of the perimeter of 28.35. Simple. Okay, question number 11. You need to know your circle theorem for this. A, B, P, and Q lie on a circle. O is the center. Find the angle APB. Oh, sorry. Angle APB is 56. So that's this one here. Find the value of x. Okay, well, you can see that x is the inner angle and this is the outer angle. The inner angle is always double the outer angle, so x is therefore 56 times 2, which is 112. They want us now to find y. Okay, so y is also an outer angle, so it's just going to be the same as the other outer angle because that is, again, another rule of circle theorem, so y is 56. Okay, question number 12. Simplify 16p to the power of 16, all to the power of a quarter. So first of all, we're going to do this bit first. 16 to the quarter is 2. Therefore, then we can do this bit. So because it's a bracket, we times the indices. So 16 times a quarter is 4. So the whole thing becomes 2p to the power of 4. Okay, question number 13, solve the inequality. Okay, just treat this exactly the same as you would with a equal sign. So I've just rearranged it to make n the subject, and I found that n is bigger than 3.75. Okay, question 14. The diagram shows a rectangular garden divided into different areas. FG is perpendicular to BC. The arc HJ has a center D and a radius of 20. And CE is the bisector of this angle, DCB. Write down 2 more statements using loci to describe the shaded region. Okie dokie. So first, they've given us nearer to C than B. Well, that is very true. It is nearer to C than B. We can say also that it is more than 20 meters away from D because we know that this is always 20 because this is the circle center. This is always more than 20 meters away, this region. And we can also say, due to this bisector, it is closer to CD than BC. Okay, question number 15. This is about sequences. Find the next term in the sequence. Okay, we can see that every time it's minusing 2. So the next term is -1, -2, which is -3. B, find the nth term of the sequence. Okay, so I've written this out again with the n's at the top and the t's, the term. So 7, 3, 5, 3 at the bottom. So the difference is always -2. So that immediately gives us this -2n in the nth term. Then we're going to simply just use trial and error. So we know that the nth, 7th term is -5. So we can do, if we say it's -2n, so it's 14, and -14, and then how do we get to -5? Well, we can +9. Same thing here. When n is 6, the term is -3. So, okay, let's do -2n. So that's -2 times 6. And how do we get to -3 from that? Well, we +9. So therefore, we can say that the nth term is -2n plus 9. Question number 16. Without a calculator, work out this. Okay, well, 6 over 7 divided by 5 over 3 is the same as 6 over 7 times 3 over 5. So just do that in your head. We know 6 times 3 is 18 and 7 times 5 is 35, and that is its lowest term. Okay, number 17. 5 angles of a hexagon are 115 degrees. Calculate the size of the 6th angle. Okay, well, the sum of angles in a hexagon all add up to 720. So we can say that the 6th angle is 720 minus 115 times 5. So that's the 6th angle, which is 145. Okay, question 18. A car of length 4.3 meters is traveling 105 kilometers per hour. It passes over a bridge length 36 meters. Calculate the time in seconds it takes to pass over the bridge completely. Okay. First of all, we can see that all these units are different, so that's something to bear in mind. Immediately comes to mind is they want you to know how long it takes to pass over the bridge completely, which means that we have to add 4.3 meters to the total length of the bridge. So the total distance is 40.3. Secondly, we're going to use now our formula, speed equals distance over time. Okay, so first of all, we need to change this speed into meters per second. So to do that, we times it by 1,000, which is going to give it us in meters, and then we divide that by 60 by 60 to get into seconds. So that comes out as 29.106 meters per second. Okay, so that's our speed. So then we change this formula to time equals distance over speed, distance over the speed, and we get the total time, to completely go over the bridge is 1.38. Okay, number 19, the probability of a cricket team winning or losing in their first 2 matches is shown in this diagram. Find the probability that the cricket team wins at least 1 match. Okay, so at least 1 match. So in the first match, we can say that they won. And if they win again, that's at least 1 win. So that's a third times 4 over 3. That's 2 wins. The second is if they win their first game and they lose their second game, the probability of that is a third times a quarter. And then finally, they could lose their first game but win their second game. So that's 2 over 3 times 4 over 3. You can see I've written that down here. We add these 3 probabilities together to get the probability that they will at least win 1 match out of the 2. And we find that that probability is just 5 over 6. Number 20. Okay, AB is an arc of a circle. Center 0, radius 9. The length of arc AB is 6 pi. The area is k pi. Okay, find k. So first of all, what we need to do is we need to find this angle to do anything. To find the angle, this is the formula. It's the length over pi times 2r times 360. This is something you'll need to learn. Okay, so 6 pi over 18 pi times 360, we find that this angle is 120. And the area of a sector, this is again another formula you'll need to know, is the area, the angle of the sector over 360 times pi times r squared. So that is, in this case, 120 over 360 pi times the radius, which is 9 squared. And that gets us 27 pi. And remember, they want it in pi form, and there is the answer. So k equals 27. Okay, number 21. Y is directly proportional to the positive square root of x. So that means y equals k square root of x. Positive, so we don't need the plus or minus there because it's positive. When x is 9, y is 12. Find y when x is 1 over 4. Okay, first of all, we need to find k. We can do this by substituting these 2 numbers into our formula here. So I've done that, I've rearranged it, and I found that k is 4. Therefore, we can then find what y is when x is a quarter, because we know that k is 4, so y equals 4 square root of a quarter, the same as y equals 4 times a half, which is 2, so y equals 2. Okay, question 22, this is Venn diagrams. The Venn diagram shows the numbers of elements in each region. I've added them all up and I found there is a total of 27 elements. Okay, A, find the number of things A, N, and then this little indice means not B. So this basically translates to everything in A and not B. Well, we can just simply see here that that is just going to be this number here, 3. Okay, B, an element is chosen at random. Find the probability that it is an element in set B. Okay, so B is 7 plus 12, so 19 in total. And the whole total of elements is 27, so that is just 19 over 27. C, an element is chosen at random from set A. Okay, well, A is 10 because it's 3 plus 7. And let's see, find the probability that this element is also a member of set B. Okay, so A and B is 7. So out of the total of A, which is 10, that is just going to be 7 over 10 probability. And finally, on D, on the diagram, shade the region A union B, negative that. So that is everything but what's in A or B. So we can see that all we need to do here is shade the outer region, everything not in the circles, not in A and not in B. Okay, 23. Calculate the area of this trapezium. Okay, so what I've done here is I've sectioned this into a rectangle and this into a triangle to make things a bit easier. So to find the rectangle, we need to know this length, AD, and it's going to be AD times 8. The triangle is going to be 4, as this is 12 and this is 8. We know that this is 4. So the triangle is going to be 4 times AD divided by 2, as it's not a square, it's a triangle. Okay, so to find AD, we're going to use Pythagoras theorem. So it's 8 squared equals 4 squared plus AD squared. We find that AD is the square root of 48, and therefore we can just use that and we plug it into these formulas we've got up here. So the total area of the trapezium is the square root of 48 times 8 plus the square root of 48 times 4 over 2. Type that into a calculator and you get 69.3. Alrighty. Factorize completely. Okay, so to factorize, first of all, we need to find the common factors. So in A, I can see the common factors are 2 and P. 2 and P. So I'm going to take out of these first two terms 2, which is just going to be 2 and brackets A plus 2, because 2 times 2 is 4. And then the second bit, I'm going to take out P, so it's going to be A plus 2. All right, that's good. Now, all we need to do is keep one of these brackets, and then we take the common factors, put that in a bracket, and there we have factorized completely. And B, similar thing, we can see that there is a common factor of 2 here. So we take 2 out of the bracket. If we do that, it's 81 minus 4t squared. Now we can see we can factorize this further, and that becomes 9 plus 2t, 9 minus 2t in brackets. And that is the full factorization of this. Okay, number 25. A is the point 4, 1, and B is the point 10, 5. I've drawn that here for you. Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of the line AB. So this is the line that we're looking for here. First of all, here's the equation for lines. We need to find the gradient M. Gradient is the change in y over change in x. So 15 minus 1 is the change in y, and the change in x is 10 minus 4, 4 over 14, which becomes 7 over 3. However, we know that this is going the opposite direction. It's going negatively, so this is going to turn into negative 7 over 3, and that is our gradient. Now we know that, we need to find out what C is. We can do that by using one of these points. So in this case, we need to find a point which is going to be on our line. So let's find the midpoint of AB, which is 100% going to be on our line. So to find the midpoint, we do 10 plus 4 to the x divided by 2, and plus the y coordinates divided by 2, we get 7 and 8. We then use these coordinates to sub into our y equals mx plus c equation. So we're subbing in that, and we know our gradient, so it's 8 equals 7 over 3 times 7 plus our c. Rearrange that to find that c is 11, and there we have it. Here is our equation of our perpendicular bisector, y equals minus 7 over 3x plus 11. Okay, number 26. Calculate the area of a triangle ABC. Here it is. Okay, we're going to use the sine rule, which is half AB sine C. So half times 7 times 10 sine 35. Type that into your calculator, 20.07, or round it up, 20.1. B. Okay, calculate the length of AC. We're going to use the cosine rule. So AC squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. Substitute all of the numbers into this, we get this lovely equation. It simplifies to AC equals the square root of 34.3. So AC is 5.858 or 856. And that is the end of this paper. Hopefully that would have helped you out. If not, please do comment below, and good luck in your exams.